Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Doing episode, I think it might be 4 or 5 of the Edith Holden 4 Seasons Summer Envelope Folio, following a process by Tania YouTube, who I believe did this end of last year, and she was inspired by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. Now, I wrote down notes. I've watched her video, the first sort of 4 videos mainly, again and again and again, because those were the process videos. And I realised at the end of the last episode that I did that I have glued this to the wrong side. Shouldn't have matted that. What I should have done is taken, so it's 2 of these big envelopes, and this one we'd used to put a flip in, so we'd put this lovely flip arrangement in here. So that's going to be a top pocket. I've added on one of Violet's Edith Holden triple pockets. I've got, excuse me, I've got a bit of indigestion. It's not very nice. I've got a lovely vellum envelope here, which I have stenciled in Tim Holt's Flourish stencil. And then I've matted this with this beautiful image, and I've made this into a big side pocket. So this needs something on it. Then we've got this double kind of flip here, and I added a piece of writing paper, and I was going to make this journal page as well. But then, because of the tie arrangement, it goes through the envelope and out this side, so that it can tie everything down. I then did a double circle of paper and glued that down to protect that there, because Tania put lace down hers, but because I've got well, there's no reason why I can't put some lace on there, but I was thinking that could be a journal spot. So my idea was I was going to do a side tuck. I made a side tuck last time, which was perfect. That was going to go on there, so whoever has it can put some bits in there, papers and things. And then I thought, in a previous video that I did, well over a year ago, the only time before this that I did use Edith Holden's Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady book, I made a file folio, and again that was watching Tania at Tatty Treasure, and I made a journal board, you call them, I think, that you can put inside things like this, and then you can put your paper down and you've got a nice flat area to write on. I never used it, never finished it. It needs to be Mod Podged, it needs corners on it, so the Mod Podging protects it. So I will probably do that, and I thought, well, I could use that here, and that could go in a side tuck underneath here, and then you've got this nice area, because I wanted to cover up this bumpy bit. Unfortunately, before I came up with this idea, this side tuck was made, and it's not tall enough. So I want to make another side tuck today, out of some scraps. And then off camera, I'll finish off that masterboard. Well, it's not a masterboard. It's like a journal board. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. And then that bit will be done, and then we'll add something on here and here. Now, I definitely glued the second of the big envelopes onto the wrong bit. So this is the flip. I took the second envelope at the very end of the last episode, and I glued it, because I wrote down my notes, gluing the back right side of this envelope to the front left side of this one here, this double envelope, and it was wrong. So I'd gone and matted this to cover up the string that goes under there. So what I should have done is I should have glued this side of this envelope to here, like this. So now, because when you turn it over, the idea was that when you turn it over, you then have this opening here. So you've got the back side to do then. And I haven't got a back side now, if you don't mind the pun. So I found another envelope, same one. Mine are big flappy ones. So I've sealed down the flap. And I'm going to try and redress what I did. So what I needed to do was to glue. So they both were folded in like a book page, like this. So I needed to glue this side to this. Forget that's matted. That will have to go out the window now, I think. And then if you ignore this fact, pretend that's just a single side. That would go there like so. Okay, that would be the front. Then you turn it over. No, I just can't work it out. I have definitely done it wrong, and I can't work out where I've gone wrong with it. And I looked to see if I could take it off, but I can't without ruining everything. So this has definitely got to go here. And I remember Tania, I remember watching, hers was all, had the string on the back, and she covered it with tape like I did. And I remember her saying, let's glue the whole of this, and we're just going to pop it down like that. So that's how it went. Okay. So that's how it went. So then you had that. Yeah, it doesn't, I just don't know how it went. I'm going to have to watch that video again. And I may just do it off camera, because if I stop the video to do a video and then I forget what I've watched. Does that make sense? So this would need to go here. Pretend this is just the envelope from there to there. Forget that flap. That would go there like so. Or does it go that way round? Does it go like that? And then that is like that. So then you'd have that as the front cover. That is your inside. Turn it over. No, I don't understand what's happened. I've got a feeling I've done it completely wrong altogether. So I'm going to have to go and watch the video again. So in the meantime, and I will glue it down. If I think I can amend it, I will do it. So in the meantime, we'll want to make a big journal card for this big pocket I've made. I made a side pocket on mine. So I've got the cards that went with these big envelopes. Cut one in 1/4, which I think is just about the right size for that envelope there. And that will make a nice journal card. And what I thought was that I'm going to stencil it, I think, with Tim Holtz Flourish stencil, which I keep out. It's a bit grubby. I must have a good old wash of things again. And so I'm going to stencil the back of it, and then I've got partial napkin here. I'm going to cut around some of this and stick that on at the bottom and have it at the top like that now. Then we'll have something along here. So that's the plan. So let's cut a piece of this off. Now I think this is 3-ply. So we're going to have to find that out. So I'm just going to literally cut it along the crease to start with. Okay. And the way I find out is I'm just going to wet my finger just slightly, and it will lift off. Yeah, I can see there's two layers there, look. And then this top layer, which is very, very fragile now. is the one that we want to use, and I won't throw this away. This can be used for collaging. You can use mixed media over these, and I sometimes use them as like a dry kind of tissue wipe, you know. So I think if we've got that in the background, is that going to interfere with it? Or do we want book page? Would we rather have something else? Music paper or Edith Holden book page? Just get the book, because I don't have any book page actually left. Let's have a look. So where are we? We're okay. This would do. This would be okay, because I'm not too bothered about that. And we're going into autumn now. Yeah, we've got autumn left to do, so we don't want to really use any of those unless we've got anything like no, I think we will probably use this one because its writing is more at the top. So yeah, we're going to cover this in this, I think. I'm literally just going to glue it down on here and cut round it, I think. Okay, let's try that. Well, let's use this because it doesn't wrinkle all the paper up and make it all bendy. So I hope everyone's all right. This is after work. I've been working at home today. So it's after work on Wednesday, the 16th of March. It's a really dull, miserable day. Very, very cold here today. And I'm trying to resist the temptation to put heating on, because that's the downside of working at home. You're using all your heating and lighting and everything, and so I want to get it. I can just see the card through this. I want to get it so I've got the writing on it. Yeah, so I'm trying to resist the temptation at the moment. Okay, and then I'm just going to guillotine it. Guillotine the edges off. Yes, really, yesterday was really nice. I was in work. It's typical, isn't it? Going to the office on the day that's, you know, really nice. Well, I say nice. It was quite chilly, but it was really sunny, and it was just such a lovely day. It makes you feel so much better. I bumped into, when I come home from working in the office, first thing I do is take Paddy dog out. And we've got this area around the back of our little estate, which is lovely, and it's got like a cinder path all the way around it, so it's quite popular with people who don't have dogs actually. And there's this little lady, I've never seen her before because, you know, I don't normally go around at that time of day, and I'm just going to yeah, rounding the corners with a 10mm corner rounder. Yeah, she said to me, oh, you know, isn't it beautiful around here, and hearing the birds sing, and doesn't it make you feel so much better when the sun's out? And I said, it does, even if it's chilly. She said, well, I feel it's quite mild, she said in that voice. She said, you know, I've got this thick jacket on and I'm rather warm. Like that. I've never seen, I don't know, she lives further up the road, because we've got a little circular estate and it's off of a couple of roads, and there's some sort of rows of houses around the back, you know, and all of that. And she could live in one of those, I suppose. And yeah, so Anyway, she was very pleasant to chat to, and I thought it's great that she'd making the effort. I'm doing my daily. I'm just going to cut round this now because this is too wide, so I think I'll have this kind of side, maybe have to cut that off, but we can use it again. So yeah, she no, we don't want that, so let's cut up here. And I'm not using the water pen today, I'm going to cut it with scissors. I've had a few catastrophes with the water pen in the past, in so much as it's just made it so wet it's hard to manipulate then, and ends up tearing and it looks horrible and all of that. So just taking out some of this. I said to her, yeah, it makes you want to get up in the morning, because it is lighter in the mornings now, which helps, but when it's a dismal, dull, cold, chilly day, and it's like today's been raining, you just want to stay in bed, I think. And I'd like to just hibernate sometimes. Like some of the creatures. My next door neighbour, I was very pleased. He's got a tortoise called Timmy. He lives on his own. He's got a tortoise called Timmy, who is, it's about 60 something in human years, 62, something like that. And he's obviously been hibernates for a few months every year. And he said to me on Saturday, I came back from the hairdressers, and he said, Timmy, he said, I went down to the shed to check on Timmy, and he was there awake on his straw looking up at me. So he said, because he's our newer neighbour, and he had a extra shed put in the garden, and he had it all lined and you know, quite just a normal garden shed. But I said to my husband, I wonder what he's planning to do in there, because he's really gone to town. But that's why, because I think that shed is for Timmy, and it's all kind of insulated and everything. So Timmy was awake, and he went and got him and brought him out to show me, and he looks as fit as a fiddle. And he's very pleased, very, very pleased. Okay, so I'm going to use some glue stick, and then I will go over it once that's dry. I'll go over it with Mod Podge, but because it's very frail, I think I would rather go over put glue stick. So I'm going to glue stick, and that's why I've got this mat out. Glue stick on this bit with this Scotch glue stick, which is very, very sticky, so hopefully this will work. I have used glue stick on I've got a bit stuck to my finger on napkins before, and it's worked very well, so let's hope today is no exception. You never know how things are going to be, especially when they're on camera. So I want to get all of that on. Oh, I just noticed it's got the name of the studio, so I just want to cut round there. I don't want that on. So cut that down a bit. Okay, and now because it's now down to single ply, I have to gently smooth it out. Now I know the top half is not quite glued down, because I didn't go up quite that far, so we're just going to lift up those bits now and gently press that down there, and again there. It's very pretty, this napkin. I just thought, you know, I thought it would fit with Edith Holden and, you know, beautiful summer flowers. So I think I will put something down here, and then we're going to have something up here, like a nice, I don't know, label or something would be nice. What do you think? Well, I'm going to Mod Podge over it, so that's worked very well. So then I'm going to put a tab on. It's going to be a tab on this side. So this is one of Violet's. In fact, I think this one is too. And I wasn't sure whether I think that has to be cut so that it's like that. I'm thinking maybe of putting that one on. It's plain, I know, but if we look at the page that it's going into, you know, the side pocket, we've got this lovely campanula here, and I thought the colours would be quite nice. It's either that or one of Violet's other, the whale tail ones, which it's just got an image of a plant on, but they're up a certain way, so it would have to go either there or there. I suppose that would also work, so I'm not too sure, but they can't go on those tabs, whichever one I choose, until I've Mod Podged it. So that's going to be the card, and then can finish that off at a later date, either on camera or off camera, and I will show it to you. Okay, so that's that, right, and then okay, and then we want a side tuck for this collage. I keep calling it a collage board now. So we want it to go into a side tuck, which I plan to put here to cover this. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to Mod Podge it, add the corners on and all of that, and then it will be a lovely journal board. I'm going to call it a journal board. Okay, writing board, that's what it is, so that you can write on a, you know, a flat surface like that. So I've measured it, and it's just over 7 inches. So I think if I make a pocket at 8 inches, which would allow it being stuck down a side tuck pocket, then that would work. Okay, so I'll put that to one side, and so I want to make it very similar to this, where it's quite thick. Okay, so I've got some let's see, card, which is a nice width, so I think it will go nicely in there, and that would be nice, and we can cover this. So let's measure this. So I got lots of scraps of card at the moment, so it would be nice to use some of it up. But the trouble is, I'm now going to have another piece here to make something else, so that would probably make a nice pocket or something. So I bet that's not straight where I've just cut it. See, why do I bother trying to cut it by hand, I ask myself, when I know full well it won't be straight. So I think that's quite nice and thick. So now we'll take a piece of scrap. We've got a scrap here. Have we got enough? Say if we do that. Have we got enough here to cover it with? Oh yeah, I think we have. So we might as well use that. So we could, because this is that failed envelope piece, so it's going to have a bit of strength in it anyway from the envelope bits still on the back. So just wondering, what will that show? That's, I think, because we're going to decorate it anyway, so I think we're just going to glue it down. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to cut the corner on 2 corners afterwards. So I hope everyone's doing okay and that they've got better weather than we have. It's just so unpredictable, it really is. I mean, you don't know what coat to wear, you know. I could take a coat when I go into the office because I'm never sure what the weather's going to be like when I come out. But I drive the car in, and you know, I don't really like wearing thick coats in the car, but kind of have to, because I have to walk a bit of a way up one side of the hospital to get into the section that I need to be in. We've got workmen at the moment, and building a new building. Oh, absolute bedlam it is, with contractor lorries and mud everywhere, and so I tend to go in the opposite direction now, which is good because it gives me a nice little walk before I get into work. So I'm always in by just after 7 in the morning. I like to get there early. We don't have enough spaces at the moment for staff to park, and we pay for our parking. It comes out of our salary. At the moment they're not charging us because due to COVID they stopped charging us, but they will be soon. So I want the corners rounded there. Oh, that's very hard. And I also want to measure it. I'll just make sure this is going to fit in. I'm getting carried away now. Let's say that's the page. That will be stuck down either side, and that will go in there. Yeah, that's fine. So I want a thumb notch. So I want to kind of. So it's exactly 8 inches. So I hope this is going to be, you know, wide, tall enough for this. Now I've made it. So let's put that. Oh, this circle punch just is not happy at the moment. I am going to have to look for a new one. It's my inch one. I think the spring on it is going, because sometimes it won't, when you push it down to cut, it won't come back out again. It takes ages, and it can ruin the piece that you've decided to put a thumb hole in. So let's go to the page we want. So that's going to go there like so, and it will be decorated. Where's our writing board? So I just want to make sure that if that's there and there, say, that is going to be enough for it to go in. Yep. Okay, let's put that down. Now, have we got something we can decorate it with before we put it down? I think that might be a good idea. Now I've got this piece of, because that's a possibility, a piece of that napkin, or we have, let's have a look. See what we can find in here. Lovely thistle image, isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure there's anything that I want to cut up. maybe something off here. Oh no, that's that lovely middle page spread. I definitely don't want to ruin that. It's a shame on this page that they've gone and put the July over the dragonfly. Such a shame, that is. Got a few repeats, but some of them have come out of the Diary of an Edwardian Lady, Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady Nature Notes, the planner. So not specifically out of the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Now I think this might be another lovely centre spread, which it is. And that could be a possibility, although I do like that image. See, I don't want to use them. That's the point. I'm hoarding. Can you not tell? I'm hoarding them. I'm hoarding. I have to stop. That's the front and the back page. I'm not using them. And those are all picked out to map different sides of envelopes. So, because we're hoarding, we don't want to use them. Let's see if there's anything in the nature notes. This is the other book for the summer period. So you want this does smell very musty, this book. So I want what do I want? A piece for that side top, don't I? So we want something that is June, really. June onwards. These are May, but they're pretty. Okay, this is June. Got those lovely irises. So we've got that image without the June across the dragonfly. But of course, it's not the same colour paper, but you know. Yeah, I just find it difficult to know what page to use because there's always something nice on the back. I love vetch. I love the vetch, and I love all the curly pieces on it and the shape of the flowers. And there's that lovely honeysuckle. There's a snake, so I'm not too keen on that. So would that look nice? That would be quite thin. And maybe we could use that because we don't really like the snake as such. Let's see, how is this book? I'm just not sure if this book has sewn in signatures or not, or whether it's glued in. Okay, it has got something sewn in. Just looking for the middle. Oh, it's very hard to see. That is one page there, but I can't find the middle of it. That's ridiculous. It's got to be there, but there's no obvious sewing. So it's got to be a middle page, but it doesn't appear to be obvious to me. Well, it may or may not be. So let me get my craft knife because I have got one of those picker things, but I can't get on with it. So I'm just going to use my knife to split down here like that. I think it's partially glued in. There, it's coming free now. There, okay. I don't want that up like that. Right, where is that page? So it's the last page on here. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, let's take that out with the ruler. Anyone see my ruler? That has gone because I put it back in there. I'm always doing that, putting things away as I go along, and then I can't find them. That didn't work out particularly well. I only want this. That's all I want. Okay, let's move this out of the way for a minute. So here's our side tuck. Oh, oof, that gave me the chills then, that snake. Okay, so I'm going to tear around this, she says, hoping that she's not going to actually tear a valuable piece of it. Oh, that was a bit of an effort, wasn't it? Poor Mr. Snake. I'm so sorry, but I don't mind snakes. I mean, not really had much to do with snakes. I just don't want a snake in my Edith Holden summer folio, to be honest. So poor Mr. Snake, you have to go. So we're going to kind of put that there like so. And I think we will have a bit of something out of here to go behind it. So let me find, quite like to have a bit of music paper, I think. So I'm bound to have a scrap in this folder. Actually, I might have some of that because that's a lovely colour. Very golden, isn't it? So let's tear this. This is the straw paper. And turn around there. Don't know how wide we want it really, so probably wasting it, aren't I? I'm not keeping those bits. So let's tear that off and I'm going to cut that. be good. There's the word grave here, so I don't want that. I want to cover that up. I don't like that. And I don't want all of that at the top. So I'm kind of shaping it. I'm trying to cover up that word. And then I think we'll take that down. And yeah, I quite like that. So I'm going to have a avalanche of all sorts that's on the desk. Honestly, I'd love to have a huge craft room where I could have, you know, surfaces all the way around, so you can move your chair along from one to another, and have the sewing machine out, and all sorts would be nice. Alas, I don't have one that big. And it's not dedicated just purely to crafting either. So I'm just going to use the glue stick on this. And this glue stick is a new one, but it's very, very sticky. Okay, so I kind of aim this so that I cover up at least part of that word down there. And like that. Just put that on the floor now. And I work at funny angles, don't I? I know, I'm conscious of that when I sometimes see my videos back. I just forget about how I'm sitting, you know, when I'm in the middle of doing a video. Just have a little bit more on there. Okay. Right, have we got any labels out in the basket at all? We have. We also have a nice little bee there. That would be quite nice. So we have beautiful day, summer is here, carefree, delightful. Else, do we have anything else? Another bee. All the bits that I think I might need in this project for summer. Okay. I'd quite like to put the bee on. Maybe you could go on some of that. That would be quite nice. Under there like that. Then we could have a word perhaps down here or maybe up here. Okay, let's have delightful. Just tipping the edges of this. Right. I just wanted to crunch that side up a bit. This is a tiny scrap of music paper. Ooh. So you could actually go kind of under there like that with the B there maybe. I'm not thinking about it too much. I just spend too much time. Now there's a courier outside again. Paddy, no. I'm going to glue that area rather than try and glue the back of this B. Don't keep growling. It's somebody delivering a parcel, and you know by now, Paddy, that other people live in this road. No, don't have the last word. No, they've gone. They have gone. I know. You think you're the boss, and you're not the boss. You know, sorry to tell you this, but you're not actually the boss. So I've got some of this nice lace here. Let's see what colour. I actually dyed this myself, this one. It's come out pale lemon, and I dyed that with one of those herbal tea bags I didn't like. And this, I know this is quite bright, but I thought it's quite nice for this particular thing. I'm just going to take that edge off. I don't like that bit on the end. Quite like that. So there's two. I don't know if you can see the difference. One's sort of a yellow, mustardy yellow, and the other's a kind of a spring green kind of colour. But it's, I know this is the summer. This will be fine here. And I'm just going to pop that down. Paddy, enough. Go and lie down, please. Go on. I can hear the rain. I think I'll have it up that way. And then this word is a little bit wide, so just cut some of that off. Still a little bit too wide. Oh, not straight. Oh dear. Okay. I suppose it's not too imperative. These are Junk with Steph's labels. I'm going to use this because sticking to this lace. Yeah, I like them. They're on sort of, they almost look like those metal tags that you get on file folder, you know, the filing cabinet. Which obviously I'm very familiar with all those things. And it's strange to think that now they're quite popular with crafters, all these office pieces that I've used for my whole career, really, from the age of 16. Okay, so I quite like that. Okay, let's pop it in. Let's pop it in, and it's going to go in there like so. And then obviously the writing board, when it's done, will go in there. And then if somebody wants to write on this page here, they just get that out and they can write on a flat surface. That's my theory. I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1 again because I know it's going to stay stuck down. Let's just lift that back up. I'm just putting a thin bead there and there and down this edge. Like that. And pop it there, not quite to the edge. Let's hold that down for a few seconds. Oh, that's that glue stick. So I'm going to have to put a piece of paper in there. Why don't I just put my notes in that were useless? Put that there like so. Okay, I'm going to leave that open. So I'll come back when I've fathomed out this envelope business, and I'll call that a video. So we've just made the one big journal card. Oh dear me, excuse me a minute, I've got all tangled up. And it's on the floor down the back of my desk. I'm just trying to get it. Excuse my head if you saw that. So there it is. So I'm waiting for it to dry, and then I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge to seal this napkin. But that's going to go into this big side pocket here, like that, in there. And then it will have a tab on the side, and we'll add something down here, I think. Maybe a number or something, we'll see. So I'm waiting for that just to dry off a bit, and then I will put the tab on and do the Mod Podge off camera, along with the Mod Podging of this masterboard, and I'll add the corners, and then you'll see them when I come back. So at the moment I've got to think of something for this. Now I did have this pocket that Violet made, and I was thinking of putting that on. So although it's on craft coloured card, I thought that would be nice just there. Actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on while we've got it out, and then I'll say goodbye. So I wanted to use some of these Edith Holden pieces that Violet had made, and I'll link her eBay shop in the description below. I think it's already in the description actually, because I've been putting it in there from day one, because I do use Violet's shop for fussy cuts and things like her envelopes and die cuts, not fussy cuts, die cuts. I'm going to pop that in the middle there, like that. Very pretty, I like it. Right, so I have to leave this open now, so that's drying. Okay, so we're nearly done. Right, I shall say goodbye and I see you again soon. Take care everyone, bye bye.